Drew, you last time out, you fought the guy that nobody wanted to fight. Took the matchup, didn't necessarily work out for you. But what did you take from that?
It was great to feel kind of like the Dagestani wrestler system, and feeling one of the best in the world, and just understanding like what that's like. It was unfortunate that the fight was not as exciting as I wanted it to be. I mean, he kind of took me down and held me down significantly. But yeah, I felt it. I know what that's like. I know what to prepare for. And we've been working diligently at Team Elevation to kind of solve that problem for the next time.
That's awesome. And you're a pretty quick turnaround. Was that important for you to get booked again quickly and get back in there?
Of course, this career has a shelf life, and so I need to get as many in as possible. Yeah, and I saw the opportunity of fighting a fantastic opponent in front of a crowd, and who wouldn't turn that up?
I was going to ask you the matchup itself. On paper, it looks like it should be a little bit more exciting than the last one, right? I mean, did the matchup itself excite you? The thought of how you guys pair together?
Yes. I've been following Brad because people over social media are mentioning his name of like, oh, you need to fight this guy, you need to fight this guy. And so I kept my eyes open and watched him, and he is fantastic. And so as soon as that matchup came across, like, yeah, a beautiful striking matchup in front of a crowd. I want this. So we made it happen.
Is it more fun to get ready for a fight like this? Because, you mentioned all the things you had to go through for the last one. I mean, preparing for that Dagestani wrestling system, I'm sure those aren't the most fun practices every day. I'm sure you wrestled a little bit getting ready for this, but is this a lot more fun to get ready for?
Yeah, I think mentally it's simple in my mind, right? I've had many Muay Thai fights, and he's had a ton as well, and so we kind of both know what we're coming in with, and it was simple, but we're going to be our best selves in that cage, and we're here to entertain the fans.
Yeah, on paper it looks like a fight of the night, right? I mean, is that the way you're looking at this thing too? Like, it looks like potential fight of the night type of matchup.
I mean, I trained for fight of the night, but I expect a performance of the night. So.
Nice. Last thing for me, what do you feel like? I mean, obviously you want to walk away with a win, but I mean, do you feel like you need to make a statement? Because you had a lot of momentum going into the last one, right? And it kind of got halted. So do you feel like you need to come out and prove something or make some kind of statement with the performance?
Yeah, I need to go out there and showcase what I've always been doing, which is string some knockouts together. I need to get a win streak together. And so, after this win, we got to get a couple more wins. And so it's just more and more and more. I don't really need to showcase all my abilities in one night. I just got to have more nights.
Drew, not to throw my colleague under the bus, but are fans, when they say, oh, fight of the night, like contender, is that an insult? Because usually fight of the nights are close, and I'm sure fighters want to have a one-sided victory.
I mean, I would love to have close fights. Like, you ever watch like the Rocky films, right? And man, if the Rocky films ended with like a fantastic, like a first round knockout, you'd be bored, right? But fight of the nights are super entertaining, and I want to have a career of fantastic fights. And so, yes, as soon as you can put up a guy in front of me and we can have fight of the night, that'd be great. If the guy is, come in a little short, I have a performance of the night.
And then you mentioned that he has like an extensive Muay Thai background. Obviously, he's trained at Tiger Muay Thai. You yourself come from a striking background. How would you compare your style of striking to his?
I think I'm a little ahead of him in the transition of mixed martial arts. The sports are slightly different. And so I had to make that transition of how people strike in MMA. And I feel like he possibly might still try to strike like they do in Muay Thai or in kickboxing. So, my goal is to showcase more of a mixed martial arts than just coming in and trying to Muay Thai each other in 4-ounce gloves.
And then before your last fight, you were kind of joking that your inbox kind of blew up on the DMs with all of Islam's fans. Probably not the case this time with Brad. I know his team has a big following, but not specifically the Australian, New Zealand crowd.
I mean, the Russians are still after it, right? Like, I get tagged in Islam stuff all the time. So, yeah, I'm tired of seeing his face. But, yeah, I think more people are just excited, whether you want to see me win or lose. People are just very excited for this fight. And so I've been getting a lot of positivity and optimism. Yeah, you got a loud voice. There we go.
You said you want to put a history of having entertainment fights. What's the mentality of that? Because at the end of the day, it's not cool.
I mean, it depends. I feel like I'm calloused to that idea. I really enjoy getting hit in the face. I preferably hitting him more than I'm getting hit. But I got into the sport knowing that we're also entertainers, and I'm here for entertainment. I'm here to put on performances, and the fans are the reason I'm getting paid to do this, and so I need to showcase a great performance for the fans.
That out of later be in front of a live crowd, it's going to be hot.
Oh yeah, I mean, through 2020, I was trying to admit like, oh, I didn't hear the crowd, I didn't really notice, but man, the crowds hit different, and so God, being in front of them again, I'm so excited.
And what do you do in between fights to kind of like recalibrate after being, because you be in a lot of physical wars. So what do you do to keep fresh and be able to come back better each time we see you?
Hiring people and telling me how to best treat my body. I know how to mistreat the body, and then everyone else tells me like, all right, you need to eat right, you need to do some stretches, you need to warm up, you need to do this, you need to do that. So I'm talking to professionals and the right people to make sure that I can continue doing the sport as long as possible.
And this is off the grid. Who's somebody that you want to see before you end your career, just from a style wise? Like, we're gonna put a hell of a show on, regardless if it's a year from now or before you hang them up for good. Who's somebody that you think you have to see?
Paul Felder hung it up, and so that would have been a fun one. But Dustin Poirier is incredible. I would love to exchange with him. Conor McGregor. I'm saying, like, if they're looking for a backup, depending on how Saturday night goes, I would love to be a backup for that fight. But the reason I'm trying to get the win streak going and put the performances together, because these are the type of guys that I want to exchange with and put on shows for you guys.
What about Gaethje?
Oh God, but we do it every Tuesday and Friday night.
So no teammate combat.
So who knows? We might have like a video and team elevation to show you guys how that goes down.
What do you make of Michael Chandler targeting Gaethje right now for a possible next fight for both your teammate and him?
I think it'd be a difficult fight for Michael Chandler. I definitely know what Justin Gaethje's capable of, and judging by his last performance against Charles Oliveira, Gaethje hits a lot harder.
What do you make of Charles as a champion? I think like a lot of people, like they viewed his early career. He had like almost a 500 record in the UFC. Then he strings all these wins together and is now champion. Kind of he himself's like new era in this division, everything. So what do you make of Charles as your division's new champion?
You're only as good as your last fight, and so who cares how many losses you had, like how often you've struggled. We don't need seamless and perfect records to become world champions, and so we need to just learn from our failures and grow. And I mean, that's why I love you guys. Like, I'll get a win Saturday night, and who cares if I've ever fought Islam, right? Like, it doesn't matter what you've done. It's just what you've done recently. And Charles Oliveira showcased that it doesn't matter, what kind of struggles you went through. Everyone has a chance to be world champion. Oh, you guys made it easy. Oh, man.